In today's video, we're gonna talk about shallowing the club. That's a question that we get a lot, and it's that term. The term shallow is used so much in today's golf world, and everybody wants to get shallow, but it's not the easiest thing for beginner golfers because it requires a lot of different things. So let's get right into this. Let's talk about, real quick before we go on, why being shallow is better than steep. Because there are steep golfers out there that have made it work, like Phil Mickelson, Ricky Fowler's pretty steep, but they make it work. It's just a little bit harder timing wise. So when you're steep, guys, and this angle, this butt end of the club is coming straight down, and you're getting to the ball like this because your shaft is working down on a steep angle here, and to square the face up, you really have to move it. If you are shallow, you're shallow players like Joaquin, Niemann, Colin Morikawa, a lot of those guys, when they get up here, they're on the way down. The shaft is right here, so it's already shallow. All they have to do is turn their body. So when the club is more shallow here, all you have to do is turn your body to square the face. That is exactly why being shallow is actually a great thing versus a really shallow swing. So when I think of steep, we're gonna take a tour swing, for example, and we're gonna take Phil Mickelson. And Phil Mickelson, as you guys know, is one of the best golfers to ever play, tons of major championships, super, super good. But he is a steep swinger of the golf club, and he's not known for his accuracy off the tee, he's known for his short game. So let's look at his swing, see what we can see here. So we're just focusing right now on his downswing, because a lot of people shallow it with different backswings, but Phil is somebody that really steepens it. So watch his downswing. Look at the butt angle of the club right here. You guys are gonna notice it really comes straight down. You have to be so talented to hit the ball from that position. The amount of rotation you have to have through impact with your hands, his face is pretty open. He's super steep here. So through impact, Phil is basically going to have to throw it and square it up like this. He's gonna have to throw it, but he swung like that his whole life, and that's really why you guys will notice he hangs back on his downswing like this. If you ever notice Phil, he never really gets off his back foot. He's always like this. That's because he needs time through impact to square the face up. So that's why he kind of falls back and closes it. But right here, guys, this would be considered steep. We're just looking at the angle of the shaft here. This is very steep. Now watch through impact. He completely has a lot of rotation, but he's made that work. He compresses it great. That was a wonderful swing there. It's just not something that I would teach. It's not something I don't think any swing instructor out there would say swing like Phil Mickelson, but he's done great with it. That's really an example of a steep swing. Now let's look at somebody that's super, super shallow. All right, guys, next person we're gonna look at is Joaquin Niemann, and he is an example of a super shallow move. John Rahm and Colin Morikawa, all of them have super shallow downswings as well, but he is an extreme case of a very, very shallow downswing. So I want you guys to really see the difference. Get up to the top of the swing here. Backswing is great here. I love this guy's move. But watch. So in comparison to Phil Mickelson, let's watch the angle of the shaft. But right here, guys, look at the angle coming down into the ball there. That angle. Now Phil's, if we go over here, Joaquin's shaft angle is like this. Phil's would be vertical almost. From Niemann's position, when you're that shallow like that, he can literally just turn through and hold the face and be super passive with the hands. He doesn't need a lot of face rotation. And just watch how he rotates and holds the face. He's gonna rotate, 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 hold the face. I mean, that's unreal. Now, it's funny because he has a great swing, but I don't recommend swinging like Niemann either. I don't recommend swinging like Phil or Niemann because they're both very unique in their own ways. And Niemann's, if you're not super flexible, I don't really think his swing is realistic for a lot of people out there. I mean, he's an extreme case. He's very, very flexible. But Phil's very steep, Niemann's very shallow. Now, let's dive into how you guys can get more shallow. Alrighty, guys, first thing I want to talk about is being shallow versus steep. So, a lot of people out there that I see that are new to the game of golf, when they try and get shallow, this is what they try and do. So, if they're trying to like hit a draw and get shallow, they try to pull their hands down here and work the club out to the right. So it's like this. This is them trying to get shallow. This is what I see all the time. And if you watch just the butt end of the club here, guys, just focus on this end of the club. They're actually steepening it when they try and do this. When they try and get from the inside and do this, they're actually pulling down on the handle. The most shallow players on tour, the butt end actually works towards the ball. So look at that. If you keep your hands up here and turn, that's what shallows the shaft plane out. You don't want to bring the club straight down like people try and do when they're trying to hit the draw or work their path out to the right. We actually want to feel that club lay down here and then turn. My first tip when getting shallow, guys, is when you get up to the top here, we need to have good arm structure. So we need to make sure the club is deep enough in our backswing. We do not want these high hands. So avoid super high hands because it's gonna make it a lot harder to kick the shaft out. There are people out there like Justin Thomas who have really high hands, but they offset that with a flexed lead rip. That's why JT is able to shallow. But first tip, we need to get a good arm structure. So that will look like this, guys. This left arm is stretching across your body, and this right elbow is pointed at the ground, right here. So the right elbow is pointing down, the left arm is stretching across your body. That's step one. So we have that good arm structure. Once we get up here, when you're in this position here, you're able to shallow and turn so much easier than if your hands are up here. It is so much harder to shallow with your hands right here and no depth. It's really easy to pull straight down. So avoid super lifty and high hands, get some depth. Step number 2 when shallowing the club. Personally, when I'm trying to hit a draw or not be super steep and take a shallow divot, you wanna give it time from the top. So a slow transition. When you get up here, let the lower body initiate and let the arms follow. If we get quick in that transition and pull, it is going to steepen. It is not going to shallow. We look at this, that's a shallow move. This is steep when it moves straight down. When I'm really trying to get shallow, I go up to the top and I really just push down and let my hands stay up here for a second. I don't want to really initiate the downswing with my hands because that's going to steepen the shaft. We got to use our body. And a great tip I was given a while back on how to get shallow. There's so many different ways out there, so many different ways that people try and teach shallow. But one of the ways that I was taught to get shallow is imagine if you guys are over the ball here and when you get up to the top, you're about to hit a baseball. What that does, if a baseball's coming in, you're on this plane here, so you're shallow. So if you guys are over the ball here, almost feel like when you get to the top, you're working more this way and opening up and turning. This motion right here, so normal backswing, turn flat through, that will naturally shallow the club. That was a great drill that I was given though, but I'm gonna hit a couple here, and the main thing we're gonna look at is my club path, because if you are coming from the inside, you are shallow, you should have a positive path. So right here, guys, so that was 3 degrees into out. So my path is working out to the right 3 degrees. My face was closed 4.5. So it was a little bit too close through impact, but I was shallow. And on that swing, guys, I'm really trying to give it a second from the top. I do not want to pull down, steepen this. I want to give it a second and let my body turn and let the club follow. That is how all the best ball strikers swing. They let the club follow their body's rotation.